Welcome back to Pirate Studios. Today we're checking out my favorite compressor, the 1176, plug-in version anyway. This is the CLA-76 by Waves Audio, taken from Chris Lord Alge's own 1176 in his studio. We're going to show you some different sources and why it's my favorite, and I'm going to show you how to use it and what it all means. Hit it. Great. So, in case the quality isn't as good as usual, this is take 3 because my batteries of my GoPro took a crap. So, now we're running straight to my computer from the GoPro without a battery. So, 1080p ought to still look pretty good. Anyway, so I had a conversation with somebody the other day, a very good friend of mine, who also was into mixing and producing music, and he doesn't really know how to use a compressor as like I didn't used to be able to. So I just wanted to do this short video on my favorite compressor and the most easiest compressor there is out there so far for me, the CLA-76. It is a recreation of Chris Lord Alge's 1176 from his studio. And I'm going to show you how to use it on some different sources and what the controls do. So let's get started. First, we got a kick. And so we're going to listen to the kick raw here. Here's the kick. This is an Audix D6. It's pretty thumpy already. Also, just to make a note, as always, when you mix anything, set up your master channel. In my case, I'm using presets because I don't know a whole lot about this. This one's pretty self-explanatory. The CLA mixdown, but everything else, all this, it's kind of hard to understand, which I plan to this year really get to know those plugins even more. Anyway, they have good presets. So do all of these, but I'm going to show you how to use this. So we got a pretty powerful kick going on already, but this was recorded without a compressor. So what we're going to do is we're going to compress it. So let's get 76 here. And I'm going to try to keep it on this side of the screen. That way you can see all of the controls. So this is how it is regular. It's got lots of presets. I like Blackie over Bluey for drums. So they say that you want a slow attack and fast release for a kick drum and a snare drum, among other things. But I guess the most complicated thing is the ratio. What the ratio means is how hard the compressor is compressing. So if you've got, this is the level that you want it to start compressing, you're controlling how much, like the volume's coming here, you want to control how much is compressing. So press the crap out of it. That's what the ratio is. 4:1 is, is quick and really hard, pretty hard, and then all is all the way. And then your 20 is less. So if we just, before I even touch anything else, see, so when I put it on all, it compresses it really hard. And you can see that with the needle there too. So if I put it on 20, it doesn't go all the way to -20. See, it's only going to about -10. If I super compress it, that's as hard as it'll go. But we don't want that. 4:1 is a good place. See, that's good. And I haven't even messed with anything else yet. The ratio. So the attack is when you want it to start attacking. You want a slow attack on a kick because you want to get all of the hit in the compressor before it starts compressing. You want to get the whole, basically the whole wavelength of that hit. And then you want it to release it fast. You want it to stop compressing quickly because it's a quick hit. Boom, boom, boom. So you don't want it to hold it because it's just gonna never let go. Then you've got your input, which is how much of the signal is being compressed, and then you've got your output, which is makeup gain, which is just basically the overall volume after it's compressed. That's it. So that's why it's so easy. So it always starts off on default at Start Me Up, which is plus 18. And all you need to do really is bring up the input. And as I bring up the input, you're going to hear it. It goes back to that thing that everybody says, use your ears. Well, use your ears just means keep practicing, keep working at it, keep going, and keep messing with stuff. And over time, use your ear becomes with experience. So nothing beats time on the water. Practice makes perfect. Nothing can beat just putting in the time. The more you do it, the better you will become at doing it, and the better your ears will recognize it. Oh, okay, that sounds good. That doesn't sound good. So that's what use your ears means. So what I'm going to do with the input is use my ears. What does sound good? Okay, well, okay, so that doesn't paint the whole picture. That's pretty good. Now, as you see, as I turn it up, it starts to sound a little too flubby. It's pretty good. But it's really up to you. If you want it more tight, that's good. But if you want more bass and really poof, you're increasing that. And like I said, that's your... Now, let's hear what it says, what it sounds like when I mess with the attack. We just want to go poof, poof, poof. That's all we want. So now that, like I said, that's not the whole picture. It's too loud. It's peaking, so we need to back off the output gain. That's where we want it. Now that doesn't paint the whole picture, like I said. So what we want to do is we want to make what I like to do, since I have two mics. I've got my main mic, which is that. The closer you get to the beater, the more clicky you'll be able to get it. But you know, EQ, I'll be doing basically a separate video, but it'll be similar to this. You can do default kick here, which is just to speed things up. Good, and then we're going to bring in the sub kick. And I'll even sometimes add low end on the sub kick. Full reset, add 200. Let's take the compressor off. and back on. See, it just makes it hit hard. That's what you want. Cool, now let's add the snare. So I've got two snare mics and they're both on the top. One is an SM57 and the other is a Shure Beta 4.0. It's a toothpick microphone, but it's a condenser mic. So first we want to blend just to get a good, they're both going to the snare bus. That's good. Okay, now we're going to compress the snare together. The two mics together. 76. Stereo. I just use stereo just because I like to. You don't have to. So once again, slow attack, fast release. 4:1 ratio. Leave the output where it is unless you need to back it off. And then bring the input in. I turned that mic down. Ooh. Just keep playing with it and back off. You're using your ears again, like I said, but you're going to back off the output until it doesn't clip anymore. Let's turn the compressor. I'm going to kick it off while it's compressing the snare, and you can hear it how it changes. Doesn't sound as good. We haven't even EQ'd it. Really not a whole lot you need to do to it. When you add your overheads in, that will give you more of the snare sound. There's the room and the overheads. That's another video. When you add reverb to that snare bus, then it's going to make the snare even more awesome. So let's move on, and we're going to check out a bass guitar and some vocals. So bass. This was uncompressed when I recorded it. I recorded it straight into the interface. So let's hear it raw. Just plain crappy sounding. So let's compress it. This is a fast attack because you want the whole thing. You want the whole thing to. You want to compress the whole signal. It's not like a hit. It's just straight up signal. And we'll mess with the attack. It's somewhere between medium and fast. We'll keep it in the middle here, right there somewhere in the middle. And then we're going to keep the ratio at 4, and we'll bring in the input. That sounds way better. That way you get a great strong signal into your amp sim, which is parallax, is what I used on here. And I already know my preset because it's great. So I'll turn the compressor off, and you can hear. You don't really need to do this with a lot of the amp sims, bass sims, and guitar amp sims. You don't really need to compress the bass because the amp sims just do so much of the work for you. That's with it, and then turn it off. It's just better with the compressor. Cool. Now let's check out a vocal. Obviously this isn't compressed because I didn't run a compressor, and you can see the audio forms how right here on 2. I'm sorry, this section right here is way louder, so we want to be able to get an even signal. I'm going to bypass the reverb for now. 76.
She says the love for me could never die.
Definitely need to go ahead and back off the output. And this is one of those, you want it to compress hard, pretty much. The input gain will, you want it to compress and release hard, fast. Because it's a vocal. So it's got lots of volume, and it's very sporadic. It's not like a kick drum where it's fast or a snare drum where it's fast. Vocals are just all over the place.
She says the love for me could never die. She says the love for me could never die.
So the more you compress a vocal, the more, like if I put it on all.
She says the love for me could never die.
It's like, and it's really compressed. We don't want that.
She says the love for me could never die. She says, but that'd change if she ever found out about you and I.
Input gain, the more input gain, the more distorted it's going to be. So we don't want that.
But that'd change if she ever found out about you and I. Oh, but love is cold. Wouldn't hurt her if she didn't know. 'Cause when it gets too much, I'll run to you.
Now, let's go ahead and EQ it, because we're here anyway. It's default.
I'm gonna run to you. I'm gonna run to you. 'Cause when the feeling's right, I'm gonna run all night. I'm gonna run to you. I'm gonna run to you. I'm gonna run to you. 'Cause when the feeling's right, I'm gonna run all night. I'm gonna run to you. I'm gonna run to you. She's got a heart of gold. She never let me down.
Cool.
She's got a heart of gold. She never let me down. But she turns me on. You keep me coming round. I know her love is true, but it's so damn easy making love to you.
Cool. So there you go. It's a pretty easy compressor to use. I highly recommend it. And obviously, I'm not sponsored by Waves at all. So I just love their stuff because it's inexpensive and it works great, especially when you're a beginner or intermediate like me. Definitely not a pro. But if this helped, I hope you liked this video. If it helped, please let me know in the comments. If you'd like to see a compressor that's free, want me to show you how to use a compressor that's free, let me know. I'd love to show it. Look out for part 3 of my how to record real drums. That's going to be coming out real soon. And if you want to help support the channel, please become a patron. It's $5 a month. I've also got merch. I got links to all that stuff in the description. Buy me a coffee, Cash App, Chime Me some money, all that stuff. But if you want to just help support me and not spend any money, please grab any of these videos, especially if you know somebody that's recording like me and just getting into it. Please share this video with them. Maybe it would help them out on how to use compression. And any of my videos, whatever is your favorite, please share with all your friends. It would really help the channel out. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you not are already. And hit the notification bell and select all. Until next time, see ya.